Okay, good morning all. So, am I audible to you all? Please comment.
ಹಮ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ
Okay, so
ಎಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್
let the people join, then we'll start. You have solved the question? You have solved? Which I given homework yesterday? Good morning all. So, my voice to audible to you all, right? And then we'll go to module discussion. So I gave homework from isomerism, right? So in isomerism, we were having around some 67 problems, right? Yes, 67 problems. So how many people have solved? First you comment. How many people have solved? Module. Please comment. You have solved or not? Tell me. Solved. Okay, Samia has solved. Who else has solved? Chikkapaiya has solved. Okay, two people. Who else? Only two people. What about the remaining people? Okay, so that many people only we have solved. Nidhi also has solved, three people. Okay, so we'll take doubts. Okay, so tell me till 17, any doubt? Till question number 17. So 5 people have solved now. 6. So 6, 7, 6 people till now. Till 17, any doubt? Question number 9. Question number 9. What question number says? Only one monochloro derivative is possible for. Okay, so question number 9. So while we have monochloro derivative, you need to understand is monochloro derivative means what? This is Cl. Mono means one. Derivative means replacement or substitution. So what happens is they have given some alkanes, okay, N-butane. First option is N-butane. So if you have N-butane, let's draw butane structure. So you will get 4 carbon. Once you have N-butane structure, now you will replace by Cl. So what you will replace? You will replace hydrogen. There is, I can draw like in this also, CH3, CH2, CH2 and CH3. Right? So there are, I can't replace carbon. Okay, I will replace only hydrogen. So which hydrogen I can replace? I can replace all hydrogens. But how many hydrogen you will replace? Only one. Because one. So where you can replace? I can replace here, 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 here. Right? But if you notice, if you replace here or there, both will give you same compound. What is the compound? The formed compound will be CH3, CH2, CH2. Now if I want to replace one hydrogen, then it will become CH2 and Cl. So if you replace here or there, I will get the same one only. But if I replace here or there, then I will get CH3, CH2, CH. One hydrogen is replaced by Cl and CH3. Now the question to you is, are these two same or different? Are these two same or different? Then your answer is, these are different. This is 1, this is 2. So how many product you are getting? 2. You are getting 2 monochloro derivative. But the question they are asking is, you should get 1. It means you should be, wherever you replace, you should able to get only 1 product. Okay. So now we look at the another option such as neopentane. Next one is neopentane. So if you draw neopentane structure, neopentane structure looks like this: CH3, C, CH3, CH3, CH3. Now if you replace any hydrogen, which hydrogen? This hydrogen, this hydrogen, this hydrogen, this hydrogen. All will give you a single product. What would be its structure? CH3, CH2, Cl, CH3 and CH3. Okay, so in this case you will notice that if I replace here, but if you replace there, I'll get the same one only, right? Because CH3 will be here. If you replace here, it will be same. If you replace here, it will be same, right? So the correct answer here, how many products I'm getting? 1. The question is, you should get single monochloro derivative. Only one monochloro derivative is possible for neopentane. So neopentane becomes correct answer. Understand? This is question number 9. After question number 9, we got question number 10. Question number 10. How many aliphatic carbonyl compounds are possible having this copied, right? Having the possible molecular formula C5H10O. And how many they are saying? Aliphatic carbonyl compound. Okay, so we'll look at here. See, I'm upside. C5H10O. What they are asking you to, this is question number 10. What they are asking you to draw? Aliphatic carbonyl compound. What they are asking you to draw? Aliphatic carbonyl compound. Aliphatic carbonyl compound. So aliphatic carbonyl compound, you should understand what they means. Okay. Aliphatic means open chain. Aliphatic means open chain. Carbonyl means aldehyde or ketones. So they are asking you to draw open chain aldehyde or ketone with the molecular formula C5H10. So simplest, we'll start from aldehyde. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double bond O and H. This is one. You can count carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon. Or I can draw like that also. CH3, CH2, 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 CHO. You can count carbon with the same formula. Okay, same structure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hydrogen 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 4, 9 plus 1, 10, the same molecular formula. Now I can do what? I can change this chain. This is 5-member chain. I can make it 4-member chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I make 4-member chain, then what happens is, then I have to make one more carbon. So where will I keep carbon? That if you keep it here, it will become same. So what I can keep? I can keep it here, 1. Or I could keep it here. Then this is another compound. So right now I have gotten 3. I have gotten 3. This is the important question. If you understand this question, you can solve any number of isomer questions. Okay. So this is 4-member chain. I can also draw 3-member chain. Now in this case of 3-member chain, what happens is this. 2 more carbon to keep. Now if you keep it here, it will become 4-member chain. So it will go to back side. You don't want to make 4-member, 3-member also. You will keep it in the middle. How many? 2. You can't make this also because 4-member chain. So you will break it and right like this. So we get how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this is all aldehyde. These are all aldehyde, but I can also make ketones. So the easiest ketone is when you keep it in the middle. If you keep it here, it will become aldehyde. Now, so we can write this. Then what happens is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is one aldehyde, one ketone. You can make one more ketone. How? You can make like this. This is another ketone. Right? So we get, this is 5, this is 6. Now can you make some more? Now if I try, this is 4-member, this is 5-member chain. I can also draw 4-member chain. But then I can keep one double bond here. But one carbon you have to keep. You can't keep here or there because it will become 5-member chain. So where you can keep? Only one place left, here. So this becomes 7th. You cannot make 3-member chain. The reason here is, if you try making 3-member chain, 3, but 2 carbon to keep. You can't keep it here. You can't keep it here. You cannot keep it here because of the valency of carbon. So this is not possible. So total how many we get? We get 7. We get 7. We get 7. Right? Okay, now your job is, we need to do one thing. Okay, what is the thing I like you to do is, I've written 7 structure, right? And I'm claiming that these all 7 are different. I'm claiming that only that these all 7 are different. Then in the beginning I told you for isomerism, if these 7 are different, they should have 7 different IUPAC names. So your job is to write all 7 IUPAC name and write in your chat box. 1 name, 2 name, 3 name, 4 name, 5 name, 6 name, 7 name in one answer, then hit enter. Understand the job? You get 2 minutes to do it. So you write all 7 IUPAC name, then in chat box all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then hit enter so that I can see how many people are thorough with the IUPAC nomenclature. Can we do with that? And copy this also, these 7 answers also. Vineet, you have to write our names, not simply one. So anyone able to get the answer? All 7 names, anyone? 1 minute has passed, 1 more minute you have. These are easy, that's why I gave only 2 minutes. If it would be a little bit difficult, I would have given more time. But these questions are easy. Okay, so first one is known as Vineet has given all 5, all 7. So what is the answer? 1 pentanal, 2 methyl butanal. Third one is 3 methyl butanal. Fourth one is 2,2 dimethyl propanal. Fifth one is pentane 2 on, pentane 3 on, 3 methyl butane 2 on. Yes, correct. All Vineet, all 7 are correct. Good job, Vineet. Okay, so we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is your parent hydrocarbon. We'll put that in a box. Once I do that, then we'll write. This is 5 carbon. There is no prefix. There is no substituent. There is no secondary functional group also. So directly we write pentane 1-al. So first one is pentanal. Okay. Second one is we count 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 methyl butane 1-al. Then this one 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 methyl butane 1-al. This 1, 2, 3. So 2, 2 dimethyl propanal. This will become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get pentane 2 on. This we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So pentane 3 on. This we get. We'll number from here, not from there. Understand? We number from here because there is a functional group. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we get 3 methyl butane 2 on. Understand? So how many people have written answer? Let me see. So Vineet has given correct, Samia has given correct, Divya Manu has given correct, 3, Hemal Chena 4, Mubasira Begum 5, Nidhi Shastri 6. Only 6 people has given correct answers. Okay. So remaining people also try. If you don't try, how will you know that you know the concept, you know the theory? 7. Okay. So whoever did not get the answer, you can correct it now. I have written all the correct name from on the board. You understand? These are easy, right? These are easy problems. Okay, so we'll move on to next question. Okay, are we done here? Those people who are writing answers now, you have to increase your speed because we are writing a competitive examination. If my speed is not good, some other people will run faster than me, and which causes my rank to decrease. So try to increase your speed, okay? Next, not writing speed, okay? Not commenting speed, the solving speed. Okay, next we have question number 12. Question number 12 talks about secondary butyl alcohol and tertiary butyl alcohols are called as chain isomer. So first you should draw the structures of them. Okay, first we are talking about secondary, this question number is 12. Secondary butyl alcohol. So we should be able to draw secondary butyl alcohol. Okay, we should be able to draw secondary butyl alcohol. Secondary butyl alcohol means this alcohol OH, which is connected to a carbon. That carbon is secondary carbon. Understood? So it means what? A carbon. This is carbon. This carbon is secondary carbon. Then there is a H here. OH. Okay. But which butyl? Butyl means 4 carbon. I have drawn only 3. So which one more carbon extra? Where? Any side. This is secondary butyl alcohol. The next we are talking about is tertiary butyl alcohol. This tert stands for tertiary. This you must be knowing, right? This is 11th class, very basic things. This SCC stands for secondary. Tertiary butyl alcohol. Tertiary butyl alcohol means the OH which is connected to a carbon, that carbon is tertiary. It means carbon. And OH. If you fill, you get this. Now, I'll draw the structures. I'll draw again, okay? It's not visible to you, then I'll draw again. So we get carbon, CH3, and OH. Okay? So now what happens is, they are asking how they are related. So we, naming, IUPAC naming, box, how many carbon? 4 carbon. Box, how many carbon? 3. What is different? Number of carbon. If the number of carbon different in the compound formula or structure, what they are known as? What they are known as? So they are known as chain isomer. They are known as chain isomer. So done. This is 12th question number. Then we have question number 15. The total position isomer for the molecular. Can you try this question now? Question number 15 is a very good question. If you try, it will help you to find out the number of isomer. Okay, I'm going to write the question here. See on this side now. So what is the question? I write a question, okay? Then you have to solve this question, okay? Question number 15. This is a very, very good question. If you are able to solve this question, believe me, in exam isomerism you can get any time number of isomer correct. So this is that question. If you are able to get the correct answer here, okay? So do with proper concentration. The total position isomer for molecular formula C4H8Cl2 would be, options are, I'll give an option 3, B option is 4, C option is 6, D option is 5. So can you try this question? If you are able to get the answer for this question correctly, believe me, in the exam you can solve any question which comes on base, find out the number of isomer. That question you can solve easily then. So how many people are able to get the answer? 6 isomer, right? So let me count how many people are given. Savita Raju, your answer is incorrect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people has given. So we'll try to draw them. 4 carbon. Okay, so 4 carbon chain I'll draw. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is 4, right? This is a 4-member chain. I have to draw Cl2, molecular formula. Okay, Cl2. Hydrogens are automatically taken care when you draw line diagram. So 2Cl. Where I can keep both the Cl here only. Right? What can I do next? I can do this next. I can keep Cl fixed. 1 Cl fixed. Move the another Cl. This is second Cl. I can keep another here, right? Then I can keep at the last. This is fixing one Cl here. I fix one Cl everywhere. One Cl I'm moving. The next what happens? Which is the Cl which I fixed, I'll move it to second carbon and fix it. This is second carbon I fixed here. Right? Then first Cl, I'll keep it here. I'll move now, one by one. So if I keep it here, it will be same. I can keep it at this carbon then. Cl, this is not done yet. Then next I'll do one Cl, that's fixed Cl here only. Another Cl is here, which is not done yet. Done. Then what I do? I try to draw one Cl here. This Cl I kept here. Now I'll move it to here. So if I do that one, is it done or not? So this is structure and this is structure are same. This is structure are same. So if the structures are same, you cannot count them as isomer. So I have to erase this now. I have to erase this now. Alright, so total how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So total we get 6 isomer. Understand? So there is no direct formula. Have I tried any direct formula? Because there are no direct formula when it comes to structural isomer. So in a structural isomer you have to exactly draw them. Simply they are asking position isomer. This number could be more if they ask chain isomer. If they ask chain isomer, then this number will be too much more. Okay? Understand? Why? Because right now I am changing position of Cl only. Next time if I am allowed to do chain isomerism, then I will change the number of carbon in the longest chain. Understand this question? So this was question number 15. Question number 16 are easy. Question number 16 is easy. That question is this question. They are asking this compound and this compound, how they are related? They are position isomer. They are position isomer because if you write the name, what is the name here? 3-methyl-pentane. What is the name here? 2-methyl-pentane. What is the difference? Methyl-pentane is same. What is the difference? Number. Whenever number is different, X remaining everything is same. Those are position isomer. Okay. Till 33, any doubt now? Till 33, any doubt? Till 33. Okay, question number 28. 28, the number of isomers for the aromatic compound of the formula C7H8O. This is also easy question. 28 question. C7H8O. C7H8O. They are asking number of isomers for the compound of the formula of this. Okay. C7H8O. Now, what is the minimum aromatic compound out of this? Is benzene. So what we do, we subtract benzene. When you subtract benzene, C6H6. But right now, when you have benzene, you will remove one hydrogen to keep some other groups. Because there is one more carbon. It has to attach with the benzene ring. So you will remove one hydrogen. If you remove one hydrogen, it will become 5. You subtract this value from here. When you subtract this value from here, you will get C7 minus 6, 1. 8 minus 5, CH3O. This is remaining. It means you will draw one benzene ring and this group. So that you will get that formula. Okay, so while I am drawing this, a benzene. This is C6H5. I removed one hydrogen. Then I add this compound. But how do I add this compound? there are so many combinations. That's all. If you are able to understand what are the combination of this, I can draw that many compounds we can draw. The minimum easiest is join from here. O CH3. This becomes ether. This becomes ether. What else I can make? Yes, I can. Now if you remember, ether shows functional group isomerism with alcohol. Ether shows functional group isomerism with alcohol. So I can make CH3. Not there. I can make it as CH2OH. This is second one. But what happens is, as you get toward this group can also be directly bonded to benzene ring. If this is able to have bonded directly with benzene ring, then I can have CH3. But the next group where I can keep it here. Then this will become ortho. It has a common name, orthocresol. This is known as orthocresol. Then I can make one more. If I can keep it at ortho position, I can also keep it at meta position. So this becomes metacresol. If it becomes metacresol, then I can make one more. Right? What could be that one? That could be CH3 and OH. Its name is paracresol. CRESOL. Paracresol. Done? Okay, so this is question number 28. After that, we have question number 30. 30 question is malic acid and fumaric acids are. So I'll draw their structures. Once you draw their structure, you can easily tell what they are. Okay, so this is question number 30. C double bond O, COOH, COOH, OH, OH. C double bond O, COH, COOH. This is COOH, this is OH. So one is known as cis, one is known as trans. Which is known as cis? This is known as malic acid. This is known as fumaric acid. Done? So this is question number 30. After 30 we have question number 22. Okay, so question number 22 is a good question. I'll solve there only. Question number 22. What is the question? Double bond C, CH3, Cl, Cl, Br. Okay. So now what happens is, cis and trans are defined based on the similar groups. Are you able to find similar groups? Cl, Cl. Similar groups are opposite to each other. That's why this is known as trans. But when this happens, whenever this geometrical isomerism is possible, we can have E and Z configuration also. E and Z configuration also. E stands for antigen, Z stands for Josephson. Z means same side. E means opposite side, but not for similar groups. Not for similar group. Then what for? Opposite or similar for top priority. Top priority. For top priority. Now priority, last class also I told you. Now you need to find out which is having top priority. This is 17, 35, 17, 6. Now you tell me which has maximum priority this side. Which has maximum priority this side? Then you will tell me that your answer is BR. Correct. What is the maximum priority there? Then your answer is 17, sir. Now both are top priority coming on the same side. Now same side is Z. So trans or Z is your answer. No, Nidhi, CS3 is not more priority. Carbon is 6. Cl is 17. Understand? Done? So till 33, any other doubt? Then we'll go to till 45, 49. Till 49, any other doubt? Till 49. Till 49. Till 49. Which is your doubt till 49? The enolic form of acetaldehyde contains. So enolic form of acetaldehyde contains, last class I taught you keto-enol tautomerism. So there was enol. We'll draw the structure of enol of acetaldehyde. Then we'll count. So question was 36 acetaldehyde. 36. Acetaldehyde is CH3, C double bond O. This is keto form. It will convert into enol form as CH2. This double bond will come here. That hydrogen will move it to there. OH, H. Now we'll count sigma and pi bond. That is the easy job. Sigma and pi bond. So 2 sigma between carbon and hydrogen. 2 plus 1 3 plus 1 4 plus 1 5 plus 1 6. So 6 sigma and 1 pi. And lone pair. Lone pair is all represent on oxygen. So 2 lone pair. Easy job. So after 36 we were having some other doubt such as, after 36 we get 45 question number. 45. The isomerism shown by acetic acid and methyl formate is functional group isomerism. This was last class only I told you. Carboxylic acid shows functional group isomerism with ester. What is disubstituted benzene isomer? Here are drawn orthometa para are disubstituted benzene isomer. Okay. So till 49, any other doubt? Till 49, any other doubt? Till 63. till 63. Till 63, any other doubt? Till 67. Till 67. 57. Which of the following compound is optically active? We'll draw the structure, we'll find is there any carbon which is four-sided, differently connected. The first option is 2-chlorobutane. We draw 2-chlorobutane. This is question number 57, option 1. 2-chlorobutane. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here Cl, so CH3, CH, CH2, CH3. One group different, two group different, three group different, four group different. This is a carbon. We have option. We have answer in first option only. Which else? Done. So we are done with the exercise also. We are done. Any other doubt, beta? Anyone else? Out of 39 people, you want me to ask any doubts? Done? Finished? So, if you do not have doubts, please comment no doubts. Vinith is asking, sir, in chemical bonding is MOT important? Yes, MOT is important. And I already taught MOT. I have written electronic configuration. I have written before less than 14 electrons, more than 14 electrons. We have done that type of questions also. Okay, so we'll start next chapter now. We'll start next chapter. What is the next chapter name? Next chapter is named as hydrocarbon. Next chapter name is hydrocarbon. Next chapter name is hydrocarbon. So basically, when we start hydrocarbon, there are two elements you can find. What are the two elements present in this name? Tell me. What are those two elements which are present in the name? Write them in chat box. So those elements are carbon and hydrogen. This hydrogen stands for hydrogen. This carbon stands for carbon. Now this means, this is a very crystal clarification. Now before I proceed in this chapter, now we are going to proceed in reactions wise. Okay. So what happens is, whenever there is an exam and in the exam there is a questions. Okay. So you have to understand the question that they will ask reaction. They will write reactant gives rise to with reagents. What is a product? They will ask product. Okay. Now, so to write that product, what you need to do is you need to first understand that this reaction comes in which chapter. This reaction comes in which chapter of organic chemistry. Understand very carefully. So a reaction is given. Let's take a reaction. Some reaction such as CH2 double bond CH2 plus HCl gives rise to water. This is a reaction given. They will ask what is the product here. Okay. If there are write like this and you want to find a product, first job you should write, you should understand is this reaction goes to which chapter? Which chapter? If you want your organic chemistry to be easier, okay? So first you need to understand this reaction goes to which chapter. This is the first job. Okay, now if I look at this reaction here, and I have studied 11th also, I have studied 12th also because we are in crash course. So I know this is alkene, right? Alkene comes in a chapter of hydrocarbon. Once I reach a chapter, then while solving this question, I'll forget everything. I'll forget all the reaction other than this chapter. This is the second job you should do. You should do what? Once I reach a chapter, then I should forget about all the reaction of carboxylic acid, aldehyde, ketone, ether, alcohol, phenol, alkyl halide, aryl halide, aniline, benzene, toluene. All reaction I don't need because I'm doing which chapter? Hydrocarbon. Understand? While you are forgetting the other reactions of other chapter, then the chapter we are doing hydrocarbon. So while solving a question based on hydrocarbon, you should also remember all the reaction of hydrocarbon. Right? Once I remember all the reaction of hydrocarbon, then I'll find this reaction is which one in hydrocarbon chapter. This reaction is which one in hydrocarbon chapter. Then in hydrocarbon chapter is divided into three types: alkene, alkene, alkyne. So it comes in alkene. In alkene, there are two types of reaction. We are going deep layer wise layer. Understand? No? So in alkene, what are the two types of reaction? One is method of preparation, one is chemical reaction of alkene. So is it method of preparation? Your brain will tell no, it is not method of preparation. It is what? Reaction of alkene. If it is a reaction of alkene, then we go in a reaction of alkene. Now in reaction of alkene, how many reaction do I know? If I know some reaction, I fit. Is that this reaction? Is that this reaction? Is that this reaction? One of the reaction will be this. Then once you know that which is this reaction is known as addition of HX acid on alkene. This reaction has a name, addition of HX is acid on alkene. And this follows, then once you reach out a reaction, once you know the name of this reaction, then there are hints. What are the hints? That how do I write a product? Okay, this reaction follows Markovnikov's rule. If you remember, this reaction follows Markovnikov's rule. Yes, Serene Summer has written correctly. This reaction follows Markovnikov's rule. So you should know what is Markovnikov's rule and how do you apply Markovnikov's rule in this reaction to get product. That's the job you should do in order to get the marks in organic chemistry. Understand with me now? Right? So how many people agree with me that this is the method? If you follow, you will have the product very easily. If you agree with me, please comment that yes, you have understood how do we memorize organic chemistry or how do we solve the question based on organic chemistry. So, if you have understood, please comment. Right? Yes. So, if you follow the proper set which I have told you, believe me, you can solve any question based on organic chemistry. Okay. So now we'll start the chapter. The thing which I told, Markovnikov's rule, how it Markovnikov's rule works, which this I'll teach you. Okay. The method I have already taught you. How do we solve a problem? Once I get a problem, find out which chapter it belongs. Once you know the chapter, forget all the remaining forget all the reaction of remaining all the chapter. Now revise that chapter of hydrocarbon or any other chapter. Revise all the reaction. Find out which reaction is a given reaction. Once you reach out which reaction is a given reaction, find out how do I write the product. So you need to memorize a trick to write the product. Tricks are important for each reaction. Okay. So we go. Now hydrocarbon is classified into 4 types. First one is known as alkane. Second one is known as alkene. Third one is known as alkyne. Fourth one is known as aromatic hydrocarbon. So when we finish all 4, we finish hydrocarbon chapter. Okay. So before we go, we will not start teaching aromatic hydrocarbon, right? The first thing we'll teach is alkane. So the first heading goes as alkane. Now alkane is very easy. How it is easy? First you should understand what is alkane. Alkane is normal carbon which has 4 single bond with hydrogen, and there are only 2 elements which in this one side, same here also. Okay. Now here all 4 cases there will be only 2 elements, carbon and hydrogen always. Understand? That's how you find out whether this reaction belongs to which chapter. So always you will get carbon and hydrogen. So here also carbon and hydrogen. Very easiest example is CH4, methane gas. Now its bond angle, its hybridization, all we have done. So I'm not going to go at those basics. Okay. I'm not going to go how many bond angles are there, what are the type of isomerism they can. So they already have taught it, right? We'll start from the reaction. The first we have to prepare alkane. Before you start even reacting alkane, you should have an alkane. To have alkane, we have something called, first heading called methods of preparation. Methods of preparation. Methods of preparation. Methods of preparation. Okay. So the easiest is from alkyl halide. From alkyl halide. You should start copying this also. Okay. You should start making, these are the short points only. So you should also start making them. Understand? Okay. So from alkyl halide, first is called reduction. First is called reduction. So you should have alkyl halide. Alkyl halide such as CH3Cl. You can have CH3Cl. You can have +2 hydrogen in the presence of zinc copper alloy. In the presence of zinc copper alloy and an alcohol such as any alcohol ROH. Now this is a reduction. Now when I taught you redox reaction, that time I told you reduction is an addition of hydrogen or removal of electronegative element. Hydrogen I have to add to this compound and I have to remove an electronegative element. What is electronegative element? Cl. So this Cl will get replaced by hydrogen. So what you have? CH3 was already there and more hydrogen got added, CH4 plus HCl. This is called reduction. This is called reduction. So if you look at in the exam, if the exam is there and this is not given, this is not given, this reaction is given, so you will understand that yes, hydrogen addition, this is a reduction. This is a reduction, it will come in hydrocarbon and it will form alkane. It will form alkane. Okay, understand this reaction? Right? So this is first reaction in reduction. Second we have Wurtz reaction. This is very important, right? You must be remembering this reaction also. Wurtz reaction. Next one is called Wurtz reaction. This is visible, right? Sam, this is visible, no? Wurtz reaction. So Wurtz reaction, what happens is, we'll write, let's say CH3Cl. Now we don't take zinc and copper alone, we don't take hydrogen also. What we take is, we take 2 Na. We take 2 sodium metal. While we are taking this, we also take 2 moles of it. So 2 moles of drink, we'll write Cl, CH3 in order to write like this. Okay. Then what we take, we remove all this. When we remove all this in order to form, we'll get, this is Na, this is Cl, we'll get Na, Cl, how many? 2 plus whatever is remaining, you add them, you will get CH3, CH3. Right, this is called Wurtz reaction, but it will happen in the presence of dry ether. It will happen in the presence of dry ether. Understand? But there is a problem in this reaction and that reaction. Here, how many carbon you are taking? 1 carbon in a compound, you are getting 1 carbon. But in a compound, you are taking 1 carbon. But the alkene which you are forming is 2 carbon. So, Wurtz reaction is utilized when you want to form double the number of carbon atom. Reduction reaction is used when you do not want to change the number of carbon atom in the compound. Then you use reduction. If you want to double the number of carbon atom in the alkane, let's say I want to make hexane here. If you want to make hexane, what compound I should take here? Tell me. Let's take, my answer, this should be plus hexane. What should be my this? Tell me this. Is this coming? Hexane, I want to form. What should I take here? Write your answer in chat box. Yes, we should take, so there are 6 carbon, I'll break 6 carbon. I'll break 6 carbon into 2 equal parts. So how many carbon I'll get? 3, right? So 3 carbon I should write it CH3, CH2, CH2, Cl. That is called propyl. Serine will not take pentane. Will not take propane also. Darshan will not take propane also. Will take propyl chloride or chloropropane. We have to take. So yes, this will become what? This will become CH3, CH2, CH2, Cl. So I'm going to write one question on the right hand side. You please try to solve that question, okay? Okay, in this case, I have written this molecule, I have written Na, I have written dry ether, but I have not written 2 moles. You see, I am writing 2 moles here, right? There are 2 moles. But in the question, I am not writing 2 moles because in the exam it also won't happen. By looking at this reaction, you should be able to understand that this reaction is Wurtz reaction. how do I tell this is what's the reaction? Sodium is coming. So suddenly in my brain all sodium reactions are running on. But right now I know only one, because I told you only one reaction, right? So sodium, then dry ether is also there. It means sodium with dry ether. It means it's a what's the reaction? It means I will always take 2 this, 2 that. One of the product is 2NaCl. Then write what is the next product. You have to write its name, IUPAC name. Okay? After you write product structure, then write IUPAC name. Are you people solving this? 4,5 dimethyl octane. Vineet has given answer, so we will see. So how do I write the structure? We cut from here. We write this structure 2 times, one with mirror image, one like this only. So mirror image will be like this only. And these two are joined together because I will move them, join. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4,5 dimethyl octane. Divya Manu, no decane. No decane, they are not joined directly. Nikhil also incorrect answer. Beta concept, logic. Wherever Cl is there, that point will get added. That point will get added to its reverse mirror image. Clear? Able to understand now? So the answer I can write, answer is 4,5 dimethyl octane. Done? Did you understand? How many people understood this point? Okay, so now I'm going to draw one structure. Na dry ether plus reactant. Question. I'm going to give you product structure. You have to tell me what is a reactant name. Understood? Yes. Solve this. I have given you product name. I have given you product structure. This product I want. I want this product. So if you look at the reaction, it's a what's the reaction? So basically you need to find a reactant now. Try. it is not correct. Nikhil, your answer is incorrect. 2-methyl 1-chloropropane. Yes, Vineet, your answer is correct. So basically, how do I find out? You need to find a place which can cut this molecule into two parts. So if I cut like this, then you will find that there are two more carbons here. So I can cut it here then. If you cut from here, then you have same mirror image. What are the mirror image? One looks like this, another looks like this. Right? Then they are joined together to form a bond. It means here was Cl, there was Cl plus 2Na have given you the product. We have to write its name now. Numbering from 1, 2, 3. This is your parent hydrocarbon. So we'll write 1-chloro. Vineet, your name is incorrect. Alphabetical order. You are done a mistake. 1-chloro, 2-methyl propane. What mistake you have done? You have written methyl before chloro, which is incorrect. We should write chloro first, then followed by methyl. All people are doing same mistake. Samir has written correct. 1-chloro, 2-methyl propane. Understand? Easy. One chloro, 2-methyl propane. Okay. So this is with sodium, with Wood's reaction. Okay. If you replace sodium by zinc, then we have another reaction which is known as Frank-Land's reaction. Frank-Land reaction. This reaction is same as Wood's reaction. We write Rx, 2Rx, but we take on a single Zn because one is sufficient to do. We will get ZnX2 plus R and R. Done. This is with Frank-Land reagents. Vishal, comma, dash, hyphen, who will use? Huh? Okay, so the next one is with Grignard region. Not with Grignard region, with what? Magnesium. With magnesium. So what happens is this. So first we take Rx plus Mg in the presence of dry ether. This is a very, very important reaction. Rx plus Mg in the presence of dry ether gives rise to RMgX plus. No plus, okay? RMgX. This is known as Grignard reagent. And whenever you have Grignard reagent, it breaks into very particular set. This RMgX will always will break into R minus and Mgx plus. This is important. This is important. Always RMgX breaks into R minus Mgx plus. Right? Done. Then what happens is, now I will take RMgX. Okay, now you see, your aim was to form alkane. This is R minus, it will become alkane. When you add H, right? Once it will become RH, it will become alkane. But which H you should add? You should add H plus. R minus require H plus. Now it means this compound you react with those compounds which give H plus. Then what happens? The compound which give H plus are known as acid. So RMgX plus all those compounds which can behave as acid can come here. Easiest is water. Because whenever you break water, it will break into H plus and OH minus. So when you break, so whenever you solve this question, you break like this. R minus MgX plus, then break this also. H plus OH minus. Now positive charge attract negative charge, negative charge attracts positive charge. R minus will attract H plus, then it will form RH plus. MgX will attract OH. Here you have formed alkane. Here you have formed alkane. Understand? Done? Copied? Copied all? Tell me fast. Have you copied or not? Okay, so now we'll go to the next. So from alkyl halide is over. The next we have to do with from alkyne. From alkyne. From alkyne. Okay. So from alkyne is we have to take an alkyne R3 triple bond CH, like this we take. Now to make an alkyne, what do you want? You want alkyne to convert into alkane? It means this triple bond if you are able to break, this triple bond and make all satisfied by hydrogen, then only you will have alkane, right? So how many bonds you will break? You will break 2 pi bond. One triple bond contains 1 sigma 2 pi. 1 sigma you will have, 2 pi you will break. And whenever you want to break 1 pi, it requires 1 H2 molecule. So plus H2. Now this hydrogen gas gets added in the presence of palladium catalyst. So we can have palladium, platinum or nickel. Nickel, palladium, platinum. Nickel, palladium, platinum. Then 1 H2 will get added. So now the point which you will memorize in the exam for reaction purpose. H2 on nickel, palladium, platinum does cis addition. Does cis addition or syn addition. What does this mean? This means that they added from the same side. Same side means this H2 you keep one molecule, one atom and attach from here. Understand point? So if you attach from here, what do I get? So now, right now this carbon is in sp hybridization. But when you add hydrogen, it will become an sp2 trigonal planar. So this carbon, double bond carbon, 1 R, this H moves up. So 2 hydrogen comes from the down, H, H. These are the hydrogen which you have added. They are adding from the same side. They are adding from the same side. That's why they will always convert an alkyne into cis-alkene. Understand? Then This is from alkyne, but I am not converted into alkene yet. Alkyne to alkene. But if you take 2 moles, or I take that R, C, H, double bond, CH, H plus 1 more H2 with nickel, palladium, platinum. Again one more hydrogen comes from the bottom. R, C, H, C, H and H. So this is now an alkane. This is alkene. So I have covered from alkene also. What happened? Sir, can you explain again? This is alkyne. I am going to add hydrogen. So whenever this reaction happens, you need to memorize this point. You need to memorize this box. This box says that whenever hydrogen is there on palladium, nickel, platinum, it will do cis addition. Cis addition means it will get attached from the same side. Same side means there are 2 hydrogen. It is going to attach from the same side. Not like this, that one hydrogen atom attached from here, another hydrogen atom attached from top. It is not happening in this case. Both the hydrogen atom will attach from the bottom only, from same side. So I will attach from here. There also I again attach here. So I will get 2 hydrogen, one more from the same side. Understood? Understood, Vishal? Okay. Then if you use nickel, it is known as Sabatier Sanderson reaction. If you use palladium and platinum, it is known as simple reduction. It is known as simple reduction. Understood? Copy all. Copied? Copied, right? Understood all? Okay, so now we'll move on to the next heading is the next heading is 4. From alcohol, aldehyde, ketone and carboxylic acid. So I'm going to make an alkane from all these, aldehyde, ketones, carboxylic acid, and we are going to use one single reaction to do all conversion. But what is different, I am going to tell. Okay, so alcohol is denoted by ROH, aldehyde is denoted by RCHO, ketone is denoted by RCOR, carboxylic acid is denoted by RCOH. right? Then with these we take HI all. But what is the difference is one more catalyst we take, that is known as red phosphorus, red phosphorus, red phosphorus, red phosphorus. What is the difference is here you will write 2. For alcohol it requires 2 hydrogen molecule. For aldehyde and ketones it requires 4 and 4. But for carboxylic acid it requires 6. What do you get? You get here RH. Here you get RCH3. Here you get RCH2R. Here you get RCH3. What else do we get? We get H2O and I2. H2O and I2. H2O and I2. H2O and I2. You can balance them, but it is not important. What is important is this value. I2 is very easy to balance. 2, so 2. 4, so single I2 here. 4 HI, so 2 I2, 2 I2, 3 I2. H2O also we can balance. You want me to balance? So here we write 2H2. Done. This also copied. Understood? So how do I write that also you see? Remove OH with this R, H. There is a carbon. So remove OH, add that many hydrogen. Remove oxygen, add 2 hydrogen. Remove oxygen, add 3 hydrogen. Copied? Yes or no? Tell fast. Copied? Okay, so the next one is fifth. Fifth is Clemmensen reduction. There are 2 more. Clemmensen reduction, and one more is known as Wolff-Kishner reduction. Both are reduction only. Both reduces, so we can write them in from aldehyde and ketones. We can write them from aldehyde or ketones. Okay. So Clemmensen reduction is RCHO or RCOR plus 4H in the presence of Zn, Hg and HCl. In the presence of Zn, Hg and HCl, we get RCH3, we here get RCH2 and water. Understand? The same thing I write at the below. For Von-Kishner reduction also, but only one difference I'll do. What is the difference I'll do? RCHO plus 4H. This everything is same. Only the reagents changes. Here we write NH2 and KOH. NH2 and KOH. Product is also same. Down, jump. Done. That copied. Then so next we have is from carboxylic acid. In that first reaction is known as decarboxylation. Decarboxylation or reaction with soda lime. Reaction with soda lime. Reaction with soda lime. In this case, we are going to heat a salt of sodium. Sodium salt of a carboxylic acid plus NaOH, and we heat. So what is NaOH? NaOH is soda lime. So all those reactions where soda lime is going to react, this could be one of them. But then heating and sodium salt, then it becomes decarboxylation. And decarboxylation reaction is those reactions where CO2 is going to remove. If CO2 is going to remove, CO2 is the solvent. And then there is NaOH. So that NaOH dissolves that CO2 and forms one compound called Na2CO3. Sodium carbonate. And whatever is remaining, what is remaining? Na2, 2 Na done. 1 carbon done. 3 oxygen, 1, 2, 3. That also done. What is remaining? 1 R is remaining and 1 H is remaining. So there is a formation of alkane. There is a formation of alkane. Understand? Okay, done. So this is decarboxylation. The second one is known as Kolbe electrolysis. Second one is known as Kolbe electrolysis. Kolbe electrolysis. As you know, electrolysis means there are cathode and anode. So first thing is we do same. We take sodium salt of carboxylic acid. Then what happens is this: RC double bond O Na. We take 2 moles of it. What do I get here is I get 2 RC double bond O minus and 2 Na plus. Then we have cathode and anode. At anode, always what takes place? Oxidation. At anode, always oxidation takes place. And oxidation is loss of electron. So from here there is more electron. So some electron will get loose. So what are those electrons will get loose? 2R C double bond O minus gives rise to 2R C double bond O dot plus 2 electron. It was minus. It means there were 2 electron. One came outside. So 2 molecules are there. So 2 electron came outside. and it becomes dot, which means it is free radical. Once you have free radical, it undergoes resonance. Then it forms 2R dot plus CO2. These 2R dot combine together to form R and R, which is alkane. Okay. And what if something is happening at anode, then something is happening at cathode also. So at cathode, what is happening at cathode? 2 sodium plus is taking those electrons and converting into 2 Na solid. Done? So, and the last method is laboratory method. So, laboratory method is formed from Al4C3. This is called aluminium carbide. Aluminium carbide plus H2O gives rise to AlOH whole thrice plus CH4 So we have to balance, we'll get somewhere 4 aluminium, so we'll get 6 H2O. Understood? So that's how we'll be able to make methane gas from aluminium carbide hydrolysis. Not 6 H2O, will get 12 H2O. Done? Till now, any doubt? Do you have any doubt? Sam, full board. Any doubt do you have? Anyone? Tell me fast. Sir, is NCERT question important for organic? First, Serene, you solve this module questions, then you solve NCERT questions. Okay. And while solving NCERT, don't leave. While you are reading a chapter, in the middle there are exercise problems are there, illustrations are there. Solve them also, because sometimes they directly ask questions from them also. So that is sufficient, but provided you solve them. And solve module questions also. Done? So, are we done? So the next heading is now chemical reaction. So in the beginning we were talking about alkane, so I made alkane. All those reactions I have made alkane, but now I have done forming alkane. Once you have done forming alkane, we have to do some reactions of alkane. And out of them there is a very big and only one important reaction is there in alkane chapter. That reaction name is known as halogenation. So I'll only teach you one reaction only, And this is the reaction which is much more important only. If you are able to solve this question on the basis of this, your job is done. You will get marks in alkane chapter. But provided you are able to solve this question easily. Halogenation. Okay, halogenation reaction happens like this. You will have an RH, instead of RH you will take CH. Alkane, so minimum alkane possible is CH4 plus Cl2 in the presence of H nu. This is called dihalogen. Cl2 gas, Br2 gas, I2 gas, F2 gas. This is called sunlight, H nu. H nu is known as sunlight. So what happens is, this CH4 undergoes, this mechanism happens in 3 steps. What are those 3 steps? Chain initiation, chain propagation, chain termination. Chain initiation, chain propagation, chain termination. How do they are going? They goes like this. Cl single bond is there. In the presence of H nu, this bond there are 2 electrons which will break in a homolytic bond fission. You will get Cl dot, Cl dot. Free radical is initiated. That's a chain initiation. Then one of the Cl dot comes to CH4. This Cl takes away one of the hydrogen and forms HCl. Then what is remaining? CH3 dot. Now the free radical is transferred, is propagated from chlorine to carbon. From chlorine to carbon. And the last is chain termination. So CH3 dot combines with another Cl dot to form CH3 Cl to form CH3 Cl. This is the product which I am going to write here. CH3 Cl plus HCl. This is one product and this is another product. Remaining all are intermediate. Remaining all are intermediate. So this is one step. How do I write product? So wherever hydrogen is there, you replace by one Cl. You will write a product. This is what we did in the beginning of our today class. You were asking me one monochloride derivative. This is called halogenation. This is called chlorination. Monochlorination. I am replacing one Cl. But how many more I can replace? I can replace 3 more. So I take that CH3Cl now plus one more Cl2 in the presence of H nu. Whole reaction mechanism again happen. Then I'll get CH2, Cl2 plus HCl. I can take this is Cl2. I can take that CH2, Cl2 plus Cl2 in the presence of H nu. I'll get CH, Cl3 plus HCl. This has a very stronger name that is known as chloroform. That is known as chloroform. And one more we can write at the last, that is CH, Cl3 plus Cl2 in the presence of H nu will get CCl4 plus HCl. Right? So now I'll write one question, you try to get me an answer. So now here I can replace one hydrogen, right? But I can replace that hydrogen 4 times. So my question to you here is, in this question, how many chloroderivatives are possible? How many chloroderivatives are possible? It means wherever I can replace hydrogen, on replacing all of the places, how many different compounds I can get? Understand the question? Try this question once. So the answer is 2 are possible. Why? Because I can make one here, Cl2. Next I can make Cl there. Right? 2 are possible. If 2 are possible, if one is possible, that becomes major product. If only one is there, that is the only major product, that only because that is only possible. But if you get 2 products, then the question comes, which one is major product? 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 So who will tell me which one is major product out of these? Out of these two, which one is major product? So to find that major product, we don't do randomly, okay? So there is a theory. Okay, that theory is known as reactivity, selectivity principle. The theory is known as reactivity, selectivity principle. And it has a table. Okay, table goes like this. Primary carbon, secondary carbon, tertiary carbon. This is for Cl2, Br2, 1, 3.5, 6, 1, 82, 1600. This is reactivity value. This is reactivity value. What we find out? We find out yield. Yield is equals to what? Yield is equals to number of hydrogen into reactivity of that hydrogen, which has more yield becomes major product. Becomes major product. Becomes major product. So you will find yield value. On finding yield value, which has given more yield, more value of yield becomes a major product. So basically you need to find yield. And how do I find yield? Yield as a formula, number of hydrogen into reactivity of that hydrogen. Okay. So now we'll find out the yield individually. Okay. How much yield of this compound? So yield of this compound, this is this carbon. This has come from here only. How many hydrogens were there? 3. And there were 3 here also. Right? If you replace here or there, you will get the same product only. So this hydrogen and this hydrogen, we have to count all of them. 3 plus 3, 6. 6 into, okay. Now, 6 into, what happens is this. 6 into, this is primary and we are doing Cl2. So Cl2 is here, right? Cl2 is here. In this case, the reactivity is 1. So 6 into 1. Total value we get 6. Now here, this has come from here. There are how many? 2. So here we get yield equals to 2 into, this is secondary. Secondary is 3.5. So 2 into 3.5 equals to 7. Which yield is more? This yield is more. This is your major product. Understand, beta? Any doubt? So I'll give you one more question. Try to solve that question. But before that, copy this table. This table copied. Have you copied this table? Okay, so try to solve this question then. Question is how many product and which one is major? So I have written compound plus Br2. Now I am not taking no more Cl2, I am taking Br2. H knew how many products and which one is major. Can I get an answer within 1 minute? Anyone able to get me an answer? You want me to solve or are you trying? Okay. 2-bromo 2-methyl. Beneath how many? First question, how many? So we'll try. Here I can replace these two will give me same compound. This is one. The next one is I'll get here. Second. Next one I'll get here. Next one I'll get there. So total will get 4. Total will get 4. And out of these 4, which one is major? That depends on yield value. So how do I say this is primary? 1 into 6. This is tertiary. 1600 into 1. This is secondary. 82 into 2. This is primary. 1 into 3. The maximum value is for this. So this becomes your major product. What is the name? If you name 1, 2, 3, 4. So the name becomes 2-bromo 2-methyl butane. 2-bromo 2-methyl butane. 2-bromo 2-methyl butane. Done? Yes. Correct? So that's all for today class. Now we have some homework. Module 2, chapter number is alkane. Chapter number is alkane. And questions are, I'll tell you how many questions are there. Questions are 70 questions are there. Okay, 70. Try to solve them. If you get doubts, we'll continue in the next class. Okay, in the morning we'll clear your doubts. Then we'll proceed to the next chapter, which is alkene. Okay, but the important is to solve that module. Okay, done. Thank you all. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you all.